Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy, and this is the Literacy for All show on WS Radio. My guest for this segment is Jose Cruz. And no, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to Jose Cruz. He is the CEO of the Barrio Logan College Institute. Welcome to the show, Jose.
Thank you for having me, Jose. This is funny to have two Jose Cruzes
in
on the same talk.
It's a special day. You get a picture before you leave. And we're just doing this segment as an introduction. There's so much exciting work that's taking place with the Barrio Logan College Institute. If you don't know San Diego, there's Barrio Logan, which is a heavily Latino community. And there's just the whole thing that takes place in our community, our culture. I'll use myself as an example. I grew up just a few blocks away, not technically in Barrio Logan. Family of 10 children. I was the only one to go to college, and I kind of felt like I fell in the right places at the right time. But that's not always going to happen. And what you do in your work helps to put into the minds of low-income children, Latino children, the idea of actually going to college. Talk about your work, Jose.
Absolutely, yeah. So we start as early as third grade, really indoctrinating the students with the idea that they're going to go to college. And so the question is, why do we do this work? So similar to you, Jose, I was first in my immediate family to go to college and the only one of my friends to go to college from the neighborhood. Now, I grew up in City Heights, also a low-income neighborhood. And college was really transformative for me. It was almost a spiritual experience. I grew up in a neighborhood where drive-by shootings or, domestic violence and helicopters flying around was a normal thing. And that's what I thought. I thought that was normal. I thought that was people's general experience. That's all I knew. When I went to college, I realized that the world didn't have to be that way. And the world is made up of systems. Systems were made up of people. And guess what? I'm a person, and I can do something about what's happening in my neighborhood.
Very good.
But I realized that my friends weren't going on this journey with me. And while I was talking about changing the world and making an impact, they were talking about surviving, right? Getting the next job, and now they have kids, and now they have more mouths to feed, and so it was this contrast between thriving and surviving that I thought was very interesting. And then I wondered, why more of us were not in the thriving category and trying to make an impact in our communities and empowering ourselves through education. And so that just set me on this path to try to understand what is it about Latino culture.
So how did you, you're going to college, you probably haven't heard of the Barrio Logan College Institute.
Right.
So how did that transition or that connection really take place? Here's an opportunity. Maybe you'd have gone in a different direction, but you ended up here. It's a great place for you to be. It's to our advantage to have you doing the work that you're doing. But how did that happen?
Yeah, it's so that experience with my friends in college, it created this question. Why did I go to college and they didn't? And then the pursuit of that question in college is really why I ended up at BLCI. So in trying to answer that, I declared a major in psychology, started conducting research on Latino identification with academic achievement, got really excited, and then went on to graduate school to study prevention programs in communities. So my education and my personal background were in line with this type of work. Yeah. And it just so happened that they were looking for an executive director, and I couldn't imagine a better organization for me. Starts in third grade, follows the kids all the way through college completion, after-school program. 100% of our high school graduates enroll in college. And then what's really exciting about it is that we're teaching these kids to come back to their community or to give to a cause that is meaningful to them. So we're really creating impactful citizens through this after-school program and spreading now throughout San Diego.
And how young are your youngest, the students, the families, the students that you're working with where you're doing this advocacy?
Yeah, so 8 years old. Okay. So you see little ones, and they're on college campuses. They're meeting with college representatives, believe it or not. We have a college fair at BLCI, and even the little ones have to interact with them. But yeah, so 8 years old all the way through 24 or so when they graduate college.
So I wanted to tell you, when I was 8, which was 1963, age of myself, if you had come to and so I want to know what's the biggest obstacle. If you had gone to my parents and said, college, your kid can do this, they would have been like, right, are you kidding? One, we weren't thinking about it. Two, we can't afford it. And three, and we're pretty humble people. My mom pressed shirts. My dad worked as a chef. What's the big obstacle psychologically for the families you're working with to get them thinking we're serious?
Sure. Well, number one is college is for rich people, right? And so that's the notion, that's the idea. The other one is it's kind of like what you mentioned. If the what we found is that when we're working with immigrant parents, we capitalize on this whole immigrant sort of energy to want their kids to succeed in this country, and then we say this is what it means to succeed in this country. But when you have families that have been here for several generations, it's almost like they've created a niche for themselves, an identity for themselves within our larger culture, and we find it a little bit more challenging to convince them to sort of go the college route. What we know scientifically is that once somebody goes to college, the probability of their children going to college is 93%.
Wow!
So it's
So let's talk about that. Let's fast forward, gone all the way from the psychological aspect of it and the history to how impactful you've been. How many young people that you work with have gone on to college, and how are they doing?
Sure. So we sent about 150 kids through college, and we sent our first group in 2004, and it was 2 graduates. And now we're sending, actually this year we'll be sending 40 students to college.
Excellent.
4 different sites now.
And so how are they able to afford this? Especially, I remember when I went to my 4-year school, I thought it was a lot of money back then. Oh, my goodness. What it is now is incredible. So how are they able to overcome that particular obstacle? Do you help them find funding?
Absolutely. Now, most of our kids are low income, so they're going to qualify for need-based financial aid. So most of our kids don't have an expected family contribution, and that's great. In addition to that, we help them find scholarships. We do have a small portion of our kids who have to take out some money, but it's looking like about $5,000 a year.
Okay.
So the debt isn't that heavy.
Wow, that's so exciting. I mean, it's you're. I guess you just have to have a vision. You have to believe. You have to have people show you that there is a pathway, regardless of where you are. Have you had a good history of the young people coming back and maybe giving testimonial to the kids out there?
Yeah, that's really my favorite part. To see kids, and I've been with the organization 9 years now, so I've seen some children who are now young adults, right? Coming back, and they also run our leadership program. So it's our alumni and our current high school students that teach our little ones how to be involved in their communities.
Excellent. Boy, so there's more to come. And are you expanding? I know, it's Barrio Logan College Institute. You're probably not going to change the name, but
let's see.
Okay, and that's another good reason to bring you back. But is the program getting bigger? The pool getting smaller, bigger? How's all that playing out?
Much bigger. So we started with 12 third graders in 1996. We're at 580 students, and we have 4 different sites in San Diego.
Okay, all right. And this is quite a leap, and just like psychologically, financially, et cetera. So you have quite a job to do, but you're doing it. And like I say, we have the right guy in the right place. So
with the right name.
And I love your name, dude. It's like one of my favorite names. We're going to sign off in just a few seconds here. Anything you'd like our audience to hear, how they can get in touch with you and such?
Sure. Check us out on the web, well, I guess we don't have to say that anymore, but blci.org,
Yeah.
and you'll find information about how to get involved.
Very good. And if, let's say, somebody could just call you or send you an email, and you'll get them on the right track.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm about to go on vacation, so you'll get the out-of-office message. Yeah. But my email is jose.cruz at blci.org.
Very good. Very good. Well, we're glad to have you, and we're going to have you back, right? I've already had fun, and so we'll take a picture of the 2 Jose Cruzes and put that on our promotional stuff. But just really good work, because this is, it's not just basic skills. It's also a number of other things that come into play here. So thank you for your work, Jose.
Thank you.
All right. And you've been listening to Literacy for All. I'm Jose Cruz. We're on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
In the military, things can change in an instant. Your personal life is just the same. Just like you protect our country, you want your family protected. That's why thousands of military members trust Navy Mutual Life Insurance. Navy Mutual is nonprofit, providing current and former Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard families with life insurance, no sales fees, and no military service restrictions. Protecting members on active duty and beyond. Call 1-800-628-6011, 800-628-6011, NavyMutual.org, insuring those who serve.
Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.